to talk about balancing fight preparation. Number 0, eliminate distractions as far ahead of your competition as you can. Ideally, you'll eliminate your distractions in your life, and that's bad people, that's bad relationships, etc. Do not over prep in the short term. Cramming for tests never works. Train consistency over the long term. Don't obsess over specific opponents. If you change the way you fight specifically to fight one person, you're going to be fighting their battle instead of making them fight yours. You should always dictate the terms of every engagement. So that brings me to watch enough, but not too much film. Watching too much film might make you start to obsess. Long weight cuts are better for the body, and they're better for you in general, and they bring back some of the classical ideals of competition and being sporting. So I'm always going to recommend long weight cuts and fighting at a weight that's closer to your natural walk around weight than short, huge weight cuts over a short amount of time. Create drills that allow for changes in fight disposition. In the long term, you should be training consistency. In the short term, you should be training specificity. When you're training in your consistent long-term time frame, you need to be allowing for fighting different styles. And that should always just be part of your game plan so that when you come to a specific opponent, you've already put in most of the work to be able to fight that type of fighter. If you start psyching yourself out, quit thinking about it. Long-term preparation, again, inconsistency is better than short-term obsession. So if you're one of those people that you're going to start to hyper-focus, reel it in and use some good, healthy distractions. Read a damn book. I know most of you aren't reading enough anyway. Don't take short-term fights if winning is a necessity. So I know a lot of professional fighters particularly will take last-minute fights because they think it helps them maintain their relevance. That's stupid. Don't do it. Short-term fights are short-term fights for a reason, and they're not set up for your success. And you need to always make sure you remember that. And if your coach or your training staff is not reminding you of that consistently, fire them. All right, and lastly, and most importantly, in the long-term time frame, train consistency. In the short term, train specificity. So throughout the training cycle of your year, you should be training consistency and you should be training consistently, and you should never really have long periods of downtime. Taking breaks is a necessary and appropriate thing, but you need to always kind of be in a training cycle. When you're preparing for specific fights, i.e. when you come into camp, then you start adding more elements of specificity to fight your particular opponent. Now, that means you should, again, watch some film for, over the span of their career and then select highlights of their most recent fights. But at the end of the day, you should not be changing the way you fight to fight them. Because if you have different styles and you change your style to accommodate fighting them, well, now you're fighting at their tempo and you're fighting in the way that they are more comfortable. Ultimately, they're dictating the terms of the engagement. And one of the rules of combat at any level, whether it's individual or whether it's intercontinental, multinational coalition warfare, you always want to dictate the terms of every engagement possible. And when it comes to specific fights, you need to make sure you're forcing them to fight the way that you want to. All right, thanks for watching.